Alright, so I'm coming another video live and direct today, seeing what's going on out here in the world. And to be to be quite honest, y'all, it's getting very tiresome. And I don't even take stage to talk in front of thousands of people or even hundreds. But I know on this particular on this platform here, in which a lot of people can tune in, they can get the message. But I know that when you're in person, there's a whole different frequency. The energy is much more vibrant. It's much more. It could be more tense. It could be more eerie when you're in proximity to one another. You know what I mean? Sort of like the great Minister Farrakhan, who successfully got together that Million Man March and et cetera, et cetera. It's a beautiful thing. And who knows what can happen in the future? Maybe I will take stage. But I tell you this: we gotta. Well, let me say that we have to be smarter, all of us, with the way that we use our time. And I know immediately what happens is people tend to want to make judgment on the message that's being given by the person. As in, well, for instance, as I just said that, some people may say, hey, well, what are you doing with your time other than talking on the video? Are you exercising and drinking your water? Are you putting time into the stock market? Are you uh, putting those applications out there to get a job and yada, yada, yada? Well, look, check this out. That could be factual and true, and it would make sense. But I want you to do something. I want you to do something. Think about this. Still keep, because this video is really about time, you know, and chronology, you might as well say. And it's going to go into a little bit of some business, some money. But follow me here. What year is it? This is 2024. We have some successful people. Yes, we do. In the media field, hospice, like medical field. And I'm talking about primarily of those of my African people. We have successful people all over, right? We have those that's in the hood doing quite well, and they are successful too. And I'm talking about those in their adolescence, those who are coming up in good families that's in high schools, and those who are in college, Ivy League colleges and all, right? Let's see what's going on here with this. All right, just wanted to check something here. Got a little message that popped up. However, when you take a look at them, or take a look at the collective picture and what we're dealing with, and how we're all facing maladies, right? Diseases, all types of things that we're facing. Even those who are successful, what are they tainted with? What are they afflicted with? Huh? Listen, we've been duped, man. Unless I'm seeing things totally wrong. It seems that a lot of our brothers and sisters can't shake off that wicked spirit. Because that gay spirit, that lesbian, that wicked sexual spirit is on a lot of people. It's sad. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's not how it ought to be. I don't care what anybody say. There's many things that I spoke on in the past in other videos. And if you're tuning into this one, you can go ahead and tune into those other videos as well and put it all together. Because actually, that's what we're here for. Put everything together, right? Just like how when you look at the globe, and remember, for those who know how they say or conceptualize that the Earth was all together, I do believe that's true. More close than it was closer than it is, which like what we see today. I believe that because of our Earth science. Matter of fact, beautiful. Oh man, as I said in other videos, everything is self-evident. When you look on the ground, you can go to certain parks, or maybe right in front of where you at right now. If you look out the window to your car or your window of your house, take a look at the pavement, and you will be like, "Yo, how did the pavement move like that?" Especially if you reside in the area, and you pass certain sidewalks and streets and roadways, and now you see like the earth is being picked up where the trees are and just everywhere on the ground. How did that happen? The same science that made that happen is the same science that made continental drifts, X, Y, and Z. Now, do I gotta go into heavy with science just to try to prove that I know this and I know that? No, I'm just trying to keep it short, concise, simple, and straight to the goddamn point. Because yes, indeed, I can do that. But I'm quite fed up at a whole lot of things just for the simple fact that I'm being shown that we're here in 2024, and I'm sorry. Things is not how it ought to be, especially for the African family, the African diasporic family. I'm telling you, time encapsulate all things. And in addition to that, what's continuing to hinder this movement is fear, envy, and jealousy, apathy. Look, go on and on about this. And it's not gonna resonate, it may not even resonate with a lot of people because of what has been inculcated in many people's mind. So many people is and it's funny from the bottom to the top, it seems I think we're also struggling with financial issues, of course, and I'm like, wait a minute. Did the Jewish people buy their freedom? I gotta bring them up because just for the simple fact, and this has been an ongoing thing for years, but I've made some observations, of course. And I said, did they buy their freedom? I don't think so. I don't think so. People need to question this federal government and what's going on in the world because when you look at a dollar bill, when you look at money, what's red on the money? A Federal Reserve note, which means that, oh, they're the ones who print the paper. First of all, where they got to get these materials to print the goddamn paper? The earth. And I said in many other videos that everything come from the earth. What I got on, this cotton, come from the earth. The dollar bills we spending come from the earth. The coins come from the earth. Let me tell you something. If we got to be scared to talk amongst one another and confide in one another about whatever governmental entity, CIA, feds, or whoever, if we got to fear to talk these things, we deserve to be put in hellfire, and we deserve to get our asses whooped and chastised if we scared to talk about these things. We deserve it. Words have power, don't they? Many people say words cast spells. and it sounds good. And I think that's what it is too. We get infatuated with, you know, speaking big words and trying to sound smart. And I'm like, yo, listen, it accounts for something. Yes, it does. And I'm not gonna discount that. I'm not. But I keep my mind on the collective and where we are today and the things that I've seen that has been transpired, that have transpired in my own family, other people's family. And as I said in the recent video, that we all been through the same thing, or we're all going through the same thing. It's just different degrees and levels of it. It's like a construct. Call it a matrix, call it a simulation. I don't give a damn what you call it. There will always be the haves and the have-nots, right? But there's nothing wrong with having not. We need to look at the brighter side of things and start to try our best to accentuate the positive. But in doing so, there's no way that, anger is just going to be suppressed. No, you're going to be angry about some things, because especially when you come into knowledge and you get the quickening of the spirit, because you're going to reminisce on a lot of things. That's what happens when you get your quickening. Then you start to question everything you see, because you see the world through a different set of eyes. And that's where I'm at as I continue to grow in spirituality and consciousness. I'm going to say it again about the money issue. People think it's all about money. We consider a black caucus, a black community in which we have many affiliations, hood to hood, city to city, state to state, throughout this whole nation. We have religious groups that's embodying African people, right? We have the religions, many different houses and denominations. You got the sports field, you got the media field, you got the music, art form, and all that throughout this nation. RBG movement, all my Kemites, Israelites, X, Y, and Z. When we're supposed to be universal beings, and it's like, for all that we have, even if it's true that African people represent 17% of the nation's population, the predominant ones, I don't know if that number went according to those who got heavy melanin, like high concentrated melanin in their blood, but I mean, seriously, don't make sense. We work and bust our asses so much. Some of our parents have become retirees, can't even really be enjoying their retirement because there's a whole lot of nonsense taking place. Kids rebellious and disrespecting them. It's nonsense, man. It's crazy. Now, I know it ain't easy. Easier said than done to be like, yo, we gotta make these sacrifices to give up our houses, our cars. The reason why we gotta make them sacrifices, trust me when I tell you, is because the way that it was more so earned. The ends always justify the means thereof. And so now it goes down like this. As I said in a recent video, the reason why I feel like we don't have each other's back like we ought to is that, okay, I know that it's easier said than done to give up those material things, but then we go into the book and then want to talk about render unto Caesar's what is his and this and all this talk, but it's like we're not moving on it. We may be. Some of us are putting it. They got some people out there doing that work. That's not only of dark skin, Look, man, if we can't, and this is exactly why I respect the Jews, because they make some serious sacrifices. If we can't make some calculated choices and sacrifices for the betterment of where we got to go and for our future generation, or because we fear that, oh, because when I come out to speak about these things and move with my people on this to really change how we're living, if we got to fear losing our car, our house, then we don't deserve, we, we don't, we're not going to go nowhere. We don't deserve this, what we're really looking for. Repatriation, exodus. We don't deserve it. I'm putting this in my mind right now where I'm saying, okay, look, as above, so below, right? I'm gonna put this out real quick, and I said it before. Ever since 2019, I haven't been making money since 2019. Like my own, you know, I was doing taxi, Uber and Lyft, but I got kicked off that platform. Was told I could never go back again because I had a lot of reports made about me, and most of them came from members of the LGBT family. Listen to me closely when I talk, y'all. And I don't spew hate to that group, to that club. I don't think y'all know where I be coming from. The level of compassion that I have. And if I happen to be, if I flip a switch and I get demonic, it's over. But I ain't really gonna excite that right there. Because it could get ugly for all of us if we flip the script. However, so I was kicked off because I was speaking out also about the LGBT, where I have diagnosed what has afflicted them and how they've been victimized, lied to, and coerced. Are you hearing me? And then some people want to say, yo, you gotta have balance, and I can't be mad. When that shit found its way into my own family, to which I have become ostracized. Are you hearing me? And I gotta keep it quiet for what? For the love of fucking money? Y'all better stop playing with this, man. Stop playing with this, man. Trust me. It's gonna get ugly. The longer we take, some people will be like, oh, stop smoking and this and that. Yo, and again and again and again. As I said in another video, yes, I get it. And I'm not trying to give no excuse as to why I'm continuing to do this. But we've been living with a whole bunch of diseases and a whole bunch of shit for years. Where are we today? Is that probably the case as to why we're not really making movements, big moves, being movers and shakers? Perhaps. In addition to some other things. Whereas we're exercising this muscle more than this muscle or whatever. Huh? Because for the African people, for as much as we contributed to this movement, how many of our kids is going to school to become bioengineers, chemists, astrophysicists? How many? Because those are the real movers and shakers of the world. Who's studying political science? Are we raising up our kids, or they're going to be basketball players and football players? And how long are we going to keep? Yo, coronavirus came to show us, it came as a slap. But I guess many people didn't get it and they didn't really care because you've been lobotomized, compromised to just stick to the money. So you became a sellout inadvertently, without even knowing, subconsciously. You became a sellout. And I ain't really mad at you, per se, because you didn't know. A lot of us, this life, what's going on here is tricky. It's crafty, but I'm putting it out there. Now, as I said, I respect the Jewish people because they got together in concentration camps. Conceptualizing it, they camped together and concentrated. That was their concentration camps. Got together, camped together, concentrated on how they're gonna become a better people. Now they got their fights. They got their battles just as we do. It's an inseparable nature. We share a symbiotic relationship with them because where did they come from? Where did the European come from? Who birthed them? We got to get more knowledgeable on science too. Blood types and all. Inherently so for the African people, don't have no antigens. That's a beautiful thing. Not born with that, really. Especially since the beginning of time, which is where I always put my mind to come up with some answers and reflect on things. The beginning of time, the ancient of days. So for my brothers and sisters out there that really don't like history, or you're just gonna continue to be a a slave to this system, like heavily more than anything else. Got to know our history. You know what I'm saying? No antigens was. Come on, man. Those come. Look up what antigens are. How many of our kids are going to be immunologists and study immunology? Break the word down. Antigen. This is how simple we need to keep things without conspiring, conjuring up negative feelings and connotations. Antigen. Break the word down. Anti. Against. Gen, which is the root word of Genesis, genetics, genes. Anti, to be against, the opposite. To be against genes, and against genes, antigen, against genes, against generations. Conceptualizing it, antigens, which are foreign things in the human body that causes diseases. Hint, hint. Which can be very well a possible ingredient that's in this actual cigar. But there's things that we can do to fight that off immediately, especially when we're in an electrical state, homeostasis. Nicotine breaks down in the body average of 3 days. It breaks down. Do we? This is why I get upset at a lot of things and how we continue to be so frightened by sugar and salt. When sugar and salt is water soluble, it can be burned off when you go running and exercise in addition to calories being burnt off. So why are we being so fearful of these things? What I just said a minute ago, What continues to hold us up and hinder this movement, man? Fear, envy, jealousy. Fear is one of the biggest things, man. Because if you're dealing with fear, you can't really move or go anywhere. When you're dealing with fear, what organ does that really affect the most? It affects the whole body. But it's based by what I've been seeing, which makes sense. If they want to go ahead and say it affects the kidneys more so than anything else, but that's what it is. But I know it affects the whole entire body because what makes the mind makes the body. What affects the mind affects the body. Okay, man. African, and I'm gonna close with this, man. To my African family, and for the what's his name, Mr. Claude Anderson, who is a economic, supposed to be an economical genius, in addition to many others out there who are professing in their field. Enough respect due to y'all. I mean, here's what I came up with. We got we're here in America. I'm here in New York City. This is everybody come here, right? Okay, all right. Let's go with that. How many people contribute back home? Peruvians, Italians, Greeks, Arabs, Iranians. How many people come back and give back to their home? Even our fellow African brothers and sisters, our tribal brothers, in which we have a hard time reconnecting with. And for what reason? For what cause? Huh? But the Ados family, African descendants of slaves, it's like since because we have been born here and we wasn't taught and educated, trained and groomed to reconnect and to build with them and to do better for our tribal family back there too, to which the bloodline goes back to. You have the Edo people, or you have the Igbo, Edo, Igbo, Yoruba, Falashas, X, Y, and Z. Have we been trained, being that we came from there, to give back like everybody else do? They come, Mexicans do it. Big shout out to my Mexicans. I love and respect them. They got strong family ties. Do we, though? Go to those produce stands and take a look at the stickers on the fruit. See where them fruits are coming from. Do any of it say Africa? Fruits bearing seeds thereof? Huh? In which, in the beginning of time, God put, and I said this a long time ago, God put fruits and vegetables and herbs in those places for those people for a reason. It fed their DNA. We don't, for as much as the African family has been putting work in here in the country, here in America, we don't even have, to hell with just a deli store. What about good food being cooked to feed our DNA, to feed our look, man. I don't think y'all not feeling me. Y'all not hearing me. And not just me, the creator. People want to look at me and may want to judge and heckle and do this and that because I got my two bags and I walk how I walk. My habitation is at the airport. I say what I say, which is profound and irrefutable. Oh, he ain't got no money, he ain't getting no bread. Yo, to hell with him. He don't know what he's talking about. And what do that puts me? At odds and variance against you and you and you and da 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 da. Could be my own tribal members putting me down. Before they say, yo, come through, let's build. You and you get together. Yo, we got our sister tribe over there. Let's go build with them in the Bronx, over there in Harlem or whatever. What's up? What's up? But no, look what I'm seeing. Sister just got off. An elder, putting in work, walking with a cane. Is her retirement money going to go into her tribal family's pocket to help build? Because that tribal blood that she got running through her gave her the strength to be where she's at today. Even though she got a cane with her. Because of that melanin, because of that rich blood, even if there are some little antigens in her, she's still strong. She going with her mind, she's gonna continue to provide for her biological family that's here. But what about that tribal family too, and which makes her who she is? My Guyanese family, my Jamaican family, the Trini family, Bayesian family. For those who come from them lands where you came up in a culture to where you came here and you bust your ass and you work hard. Why? Because it was instilled within you from where you came from. But did you give back? And how did you give back? You know, just to put things in perspective and question. Same goes for me. See, I'm getting more knowledgeable of these things, but I've been ostracized, y'all. I've been blacklisted. Every application I put in came back null and void. I'm being systematically denied. Unless I do what? Go back to Uber Eats. I did that already on a bike, a pedal bike, and I was going miles. What? Go back to it again? Come on, man. Come on, man. This whoever doing that out there, that's you, no doubt. You getting your money, you getting your ones, that's you, no doubt. But I'm out here to speak and to put things into perspective for people. Shine some light wherever there's darkness. Now, I'm not looking to be no orator, talker. You know, I mean, look. But this is where I'm at in my life. We need more of this, to be honest. In addition to many other things, to rise. Brazilians come here. Yeah, and it's like this. Once you're here, you're here. Because it's a systematic construct, as I said, and as you know, that because rent is so high, this costs money, is an expensive place to live. It's like a trap. It's like we're in a grimlock. And so now we got to do what we got to do to survive. But here's what's happening. We got too many things out here that's far too impressionable upon us and has been imposed on us for us to feel away. We feel down. We feel inadequate because we don't have the fancy car, because we don't have the big house. When a lot of us, for instance, dudes want a Lexus and a Beamer, can't even take care of a little Toyota Camry, an old Honda, an old Civic. But you want to get a Benz or a Beamer in this. You want to get a mansion, you want to get a big house, but you can't even take care of your studio or one bedroom apartment. As I said recently, there's nothing wrong with having not. See what I mean? Having not could be a beautiful thing. Because in many ways, less is more. Is it not? Well, many other things I can touch on, but I'm gonna tie it up right now, man. Like, lastly, I would have to say, because I do feel like I often point things out, but I don't speak on solutions. I'll give you this. As I said before, and I ask people to spread the word. I don't get nobody to drop a line or nothing. I've said before that the problem and the solution are forever inseparable to one another. So if I'm out here pointing out the problem, the solution is in the problem. You want to make a strawberry cheesecake, you don't got no strawberries. What's the problem? You don't got no strawberries. Therefore, the solution is get strawberries. You're dealing with that sexual spirit, that wicked sexual spirit, that homosexuality, that gay lesbian crap, that bring death into your covenant and legacy. Because two men don't make life, two women don't make life, and that's not the ordinance of the Creator. And as I said before, to continue to indulge in that and to do that, you're going against your very own existence as to why we're here. Because if my mother and like that, if my mother and father was like that, I wouldn't have been here. You wouldn't have been here today. That's the problem? What's the solution? Same thing that got you in should get you out. It's a wicked spiritual thing. We got many religious groups out there, and ministers and teachers like gurus that know what's up. Answer is to fast, pray, to get that off of you, to get that out, an expulsion of that spirit, exorcism, exorcise, not exercise, exorcise, EXORISE, exorcise. Look up that word. It's an actual word, which is synonymous with exercise. The only difference is the O and the E, which are both vowels, which could be used interchangeably. Or you follow me? Stop looking for this. We've been done wrong with wrong teachings of the Bible too. People think we're gonna get this one man or one person to come and just obliterate everything, save everything. No, get that out your mind. I'm telling you, get that out your mind, man. Because that one man, or actually is a spiritual energy, is what it really is. Because the Bible got to be decoded, because it's coded, encrypted. So we got to decode it and decrypt it and put it in perspective. Because that energy is supposed to wake up in every man and woman, not just one. Because with each one, you get more. What we've been doing in these churches for years. COVID came and stopped all that, didn't it? We'll see how it goes from here. It's gonna come by hook or by crook. You choose. Peace, love, and light.